so I'm back to some of my old questions, I guess, and like uh, there's nothing one can do to bring on uh, the event of, and it's probably not an event, but the collapse of the separate self, right?
Yeah, it's not quite like that. Like, I mean, that's a lot of how people say it, because the language and communication about this subject is so complex. So right now, the person, through thinking and feelings and images, it looks back on its life and it thinks, I'm this person, and I can arrive somewhere in the future. Like, I'm somebody, and I can become enlightened, and I can become free in the future. But who is this person? So this person, to me, is a collection of thoughts, feelings, energies, memories, images appearing in every moment. And there's something that's conscious of that. And this consciousness isn't a thing, it's nothing. And it's all things. And that consciousness is always here, no matter what. So whether the person is deluded and feels contracted or small, or whether the person is happy and feels connected to something bigger, it doesn't make a difference to consciousness. Or equally, if the person vanishes and there is no person anymore, consciousness is still watching in exactly the same matter, and consciousness cannot be affected because it's not a thing. It's not like an emotion that can become happy, or a feeling that can feel free. Consciousness is simply watching. And the recognition is a shift from being somebody in time to that expansiveness. And so that's not something someone can do, because the somebody doesn't exist as something. The somebody is an appearance arising. It's like the film playing on the screen, and the characters in the film asking how they can become the screen. Like, if I'm the screen, I will be free. Like, it's the screen is needed in order for the film to be seen. And the screen is there no matter what. So this consciousness is there no matter what. So the person then thinks that that's an event, that this energetic collapse of me is an event that will happen. But who will it happen to? You don't exist. So what you could say happens in the human is there is a collapse of something. But that's still not an event for you. And then that translates to the person as nothing I can do to get to consciousness. And that's okay to say that, but it's even deeper. So there is no you that can or can't get to consciousness. It's like kind of precludes that idea. Like, who is this you? The problem with the story that there is nothing I can do to get to consciousness, to get to freedom, is it plays into a story on the personal level that a lot of humans feel, of feeling disempowered. I think a lot of people feel disempowered by the current setup of our society with money and finances and power and government. And so when you say there's nothing you can do to consciousness, it can play into this dysfunction that's appearing in the solar plexus already. And that's not true. Like, so seeing the difference between those.
So, thank you. So, if and I know I've talked about this with you in the past, like if no reason, and this, well, there's no reason to, I mean, no reason not to work on the life and work on raising my vibration,
Yeah.
because no reason, right? There's no reason to not do that.
Yeah, I actually think you could say there is a reason. It's like it's wise to do that.
Got it.
Like, not, it's not wise because I'm saying that you'll get to consciousness. Like, it's like a different story. It's wise, as in, like, that's the best thing that we can do for society. It's like a political activism in this society, and it's going to make you feel better, because once you become separate, you start accumulating bizarre ideas that aren't in line with reality. And then also our society tends to be a bit oppressive, so we accumulate more bad ideas from that. And so freeing yourself of that is wise. Like, going beyond all of that is wise. And then if it's destined to be in this lifetime that the consciousness is realized, or that consciousness is no longer bound to being someone, then that will happen. But that's like God's will. Even you reconditioning yourself and becoming more free is God's will as well. But it's seemingly as if you can make a choice about that. You can't make a choice as about, like, I'm just going to switch into consciousness now. But you can seemingly make a choice as you choose to watch videos about rising your vibration, as opposed to like going out and getting drunk and taking drugs or whatever it is. So there is this seeming choice. So there's a choice now to move your attention to presence, which I think is a wise thing to do, as opposed to letting your mind run wild. In the end, who is this person? Like, when you really go into the person, like, who is the person that has the choice? And you see there is no person with choice. Like, it's meant to be whether you do that or not, but it seems as if you have the choice. So it seems that you can now hang up and you can go and take drugs, or you can put your attention into consciousness. And the wise thing, I think, to do on the human level is to put yourself towards more positivity.
Beautiful. And whether or not the drop of the false me happens,
the drop of the what? Sorry.
The drop of the false self.
Full self.
Happens. Yeah. It doesn't ultimately matter, and it's not based on whether one is a good person. It's not based on any of that, right?
No.
Got it.
No. But in a way, at the same time, you who I'm actually talking to and who's really listening to me is free.
Yes.
So right now it's going through a filter of Bradley.
Yes.
But it's being heard by that which is always free. So your essence is always free. Your essence always knows this. So that which hears these sounds, that which is these sounds, is everywhere and everything and knows things simultaneously, and has never suffered a day of life. And in that it creates a character which believes that it is alive and it is conscious, and that the character is listening to me. But the character is simply a film playing.
Thank you, Lisa.
With pleasure, Bradley. Thank you for the questions. They were really lovely.
It's really good to hear your voice live again.
Yeah, nice.
Hope all is well enough with you, and thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thanks, Bradley.
Bye.
Bye.